Welcome back, everybody, to the wonderful wide world of Pokemon. We are, of course, wow, I messed it up. Of course, wow, we, of course, are the Mount Silver podcast. I am Meals.
Yes.
I am here with JG Akotsu himself.
What's up, man?
We are here with Weed Leaf Cat Pafif.
Just for the day.
I was just glad I wasn't the only person who thought that when they saw it.
No, yeah, that's the thing right now, actually. So yeah, you're right on.
It's hilarious. It
Stoner
happens every
cat?
time. Like they made
yeah.
Blaziken a big fucking stoner, and now we got Weed Cat.
You know,
Is Blaziken a stoner? I actually never saw that.
Look at him. He looks high as hell.
Yeah, I mean,
You just look an aggressive like chicken. Like I always felt like it was like a very. I was like, yo, the feet is kind of weird.
I don't know why I said Blaziken. I meant fucking Typhlosion.
oh, the new Typhlosion.
Oh yeah. New Typhlosion. Okay,
Sorry.
there we
New
go.
Typhlosion.
There we go.
Definitely off.
New Typhlosion, huge stoner. Look at his face.
1000%.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense because I was like, what? That's a huge chicken.
Honest to God, here's why I do this. I think I played Gold and Silver for the first time on a PC emulator, and it was it was probably 95% Japanese, and
Sure.
so whatever the weird translation was like it reminds me of Blaziken, and so now I always see him and I call him that, even though I have obviously much more experience and affection for Typhlosion.
Hold on.
We love
I gotta
Typhlosion.
figure out. Blaziken's Japanese name was Burusaimo.
No, that's what Typhlosion Japanese name.
Oh, all right, Typhlosion
See, this
Japanese.
is why it's so
okay,
confusing.
because you
Yeah,
know,
Bakfoon. See?
Bakfoon. That sounds cool,
It
man.
does. That's how fucking brain damaged I am, though. I can like associate the letter B with this guy, but I can't.
It's that K that gives it that extra kick.
Yeah, that's
though.
what pushes it to the limit right there.
Blaziken,
The
Bakfoon.
kin.
Come on.
There we go. I see it. Nonetheless, we are here, obviously, because there's big news in the Pokemon world, but we also got some stuff to clean up and stuff to comment on and a lot of stuff like that. I'll say this. You know, a couple days ago was Pokemon Day.
Yes.
I appreciate the Pokemon Company for continuing to roll stuff out around this day that is really just an anniversary of when the games come out.
Yeah.
Look, they're rolling
But I
stuff
still
out like I'm
appreciate-
supposed to give a shit about it or even know what it is, and like they announce the new gen of games with the same enthusiasm they announce fucking an update for Cafe
Yeah,
Remix.
they do not
I'm
care.
Like, I've never seen anyone play this. This is unbelievable.
If it's got Pokemon on it, they're pushing that shit. all
Yeah,
to the moon.
it's great.
This is clearly like we don't want to just make it announcement. We don't want to make it just announcement for the game. So let's throw some extra stuff in there because if you realize, I mean, when you look at the Pokemon Presents, a lot of it was just like, and we're adding this one thing to your game.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a
It's like-
grand like DLC or anything
it's
like
like,
that. It was
oh,
like we're adding this
You're
one
giving
thing.
me Shaman on
So-
Diamond and Pearl again. Thanks.
Yeah, wait. So can you transfer from Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to Sword Shield?
No,
Not yet.
not yet.
Okay,
Not that I know
so
of.
I've missed almost every Shaman event that has ever happened, and if you can transfer, I will buy Diamond and Pearl and get the Shaman. But
Hey,
if you-
Shaman is in Arceus though.
is he?
Yeah,
Okay,
He is. He is. In
okay.
But you don't know if you'll be able to transfer that from the past dimension
Yeah,
to
that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I bet it's just as likely that they'll let us transfer from Arceus as they will from Diamond and Pearl.
Oh yeah, well I'm
Yeah.
sure. Well, listen, based on everything that we saw for these new games, they definitely have Hisuian Pokemon in it.
Yes.
For sure.
So
You slide
I'm
that
assuming you'll be able to transfer from Legend Arceus to this game. Speaking of Legends Arceus,
Let's talk about it.
so the last time we talked, the game was ready to come out. We had very Jeff had very dismal thoughts about this. I don't know if you remember this.
I
It
forgot
got weird,
about
man.
this. This
It
was
got
real.
weird there. Wasn't sure.
It was like very dismal, like bleak. Like I'm not sure what to expect. I think this is gonna be ass.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure.
And it was extra bad because I feel like Jeff has the highest positive average, like for like enthusiasm.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm usually up for
yeah.
it, like no matter what. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I was not up for it, but it surprised me in some ways.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
So Pokemon Legends Arceus came out last month. Well, as we're recording this last month, but I guess over a month ago. We have been playing it for quite some time.
Yeah.
I know Pat is now currently taking his ambitions to another game.
I will confess that I have not stopped playing Halo Online since it came out either. So I haven't beaten Arceus, but I have played a lot of it.
Okay. All right, for sure.
You shouldn't worry about spoilers. I mean, I mostly...
No. Listen, don't worry about it.
Please. Me?
Yeah, because Jeff is the ultimate spoiler.
Yeah,
There's no spoiler tags on this man. But nonetheless, Pokemon Legend Arceus. So what are our kind of overall arcing thoughts on this? Arcing. Why did I say arcing? Overall arching thoughts.
I like
overall Arceus thoughts.
On this new game. I'm gonna start with you, Pat. I want to start with you because Jeff was pretty dismal about this game, so I kind of actually want to see where your head is at because I don't think I've got your review.
I again having not beaten it but played many hours of it. You really like it, and the thing about Pokemon is that it's basically a two-hander. There's the catching side of things and the evolving, and then the fighting side of things.
Right.
And to some extent, those go hand in hand with each other, and to some extent, they operate independently of each other.
Right.
And a lot of what they did to reinvigorate the franchise for people who were not like us, for people who had fallen off at some point, or maybe even never been a part of it, their reinvigoration, I feel like, came through. We talked about this a shitload on this podcast. They came through Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu and just actual Pokemon Go.
Right.
And that was completely based in catching Pokemon. It was to almost no extent was the popularity of it based in battling of any kind. And for a game that ultimately I feel like made good on just the catching aspect of things and what maybe they've been working toward for a really long time in some ways, I feel like for a game that does not have any fighting in it, they were able to roll in elements from Go and Let's Go that I've been ignoring for years pretty organically, and it did not feel... I enjoyed catching the Pokemon. Yeah, it didn't feel repetitive to me. I mean, it did in that it was a Pokemon game and that it's rated E, but outside of that regular, kind of, whatever, that I don't knock that for it because at this point I know that going in. So
right,
I really like the game. I think I will say. This has nothing to do with me playing Elden Ring. This is not an open world game. It's not really even close to an open world game. Just because of how region locked some of it is. But and when
I try to fly too far, I get scared because then I'm in like a cloudy sky, and I'm like, no, what's going on?
And
Stop.
And don't get me wrong, it's still I still like it. I don't know that for what the game is, it would be better if there were less loading times or whatever I'm kind of dinging it for here.
Right.
But again, I guess when the battles are happening, I wish there were more of them. And it's weird to assemble a team based on catching Pokemon, but in some ways it gives you more freedom just to have whoever the hell you want in your party, which is cool.
Yeah.
So for a game that I don't really get the catching. What's the point of catching them if you're not going to battle them? And I mean, in real life, that would be just fine. But in a game where the initial point has always been battling, I didn't know how they were going to pull it off. For somebody like me, who has ignored these catching-only side games, and I really like it. I think it's pretty great.
I'm gonna take it from here, Jeff, because I know you got a lot of thoughts.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm gonna let you cap it off. But overall, I think this game has made me relook at all the games that came before it and say, damn, we might have been in the projects. Like we might have been. It made me even rethink it down to a point of like, did we really need 3 shakes for a Pokeball? Like this entire time?
Yeah.
Like could it have just been one and you either get it or you don't?
16-bit shake, 32-bit, I guess, whatever it was. That triple shake it still gives me the chills sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's a level of like, how do I say, not intensity, but a level of like, yeah, it makes your heart stop, make your heart skip a beat. Have you caught it or have you not caught it?
Yeah.
But in the same instance, you could probably learn that from one shake.
Yeah, yes.
You can.
It's
You most definitely can.
Because and I learned this, I mean, pretty much in Pokemon Go, if you get 3 shakes, you pretty much got it. In regular games, if you have 3 shakes, there's still an opportunity where it comes out.
It's technically 4 shakes. Like I always call it 3, but it's kind of, it has 4 opportunities to escape.
Absolutely. So, which is crazy in my opinion, and always kind of prolongs the game in my opinion. Sure. So I love this. So it's made me kind of rethink everything. And for someone who loves the adventure part of it, I'm the person who I don't mind catching all of the Pokemon. Now it's a lot more arduous in this game as opposed to last game. I mean, again, I feel like we're moving in. I feel like we've moved from, damn, I don't want to give this game that much credit. Because I kind of want to say, I feel like we moved from 2-dimension and adding a third.
Okay, well, again, I said this to Justin when we were at Jackass. It's for everything that's good about this game, we're still praising it for stuff that a lot of games did by 2009.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, the Pokédex thing, like you in previous games, you catch them in the Pokédex, it's an entry, you got it, you kind of leave it there. Mm-hmm. But this game, it forces you to explore a lot more things, a little bit more concepts. Catch it this way, catch it that way, eat it this way.
Let me see it do this move. Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. So it forces you. It actually probably makes you much more attached to the Pokemon in this game that you have ever had since probably, in my opinion, Gen 5. Gen 5, I only say that because they introduced a concept, well, not introduced, but they reintroduced the concept of you're only going to catch Pokemon from this generation until you beat the game, and then you can catch them.
Yeah. Which sometimes I get it. Like, I don't like that, but I get the impetus to do it.
Yeah, I mean, they still want to keep their same original, like, Pokemon lore without, like, making it seem like something, like, changing your main mechanic, which makes Pokemon would be devastating. I don't think they'll ever do that. We're always going to have to catch multiple things, I think, going forward for, like, whatever the stakes are, even if it's not necessarily needed to beat the game. It's going to be, in there for us to just achieve.
Absolutely. So I think overall, just the new format of the game, I like it. I think it lends more to you playing through this game and exploring things, and the fact that there's a million things to do even before you beat the first Noble. Mm-hmm. You could do a million things. You could get up to level 46 before you reach your first Noble. Yeah. You could do so many different things. Makes it a really great game. So now, Jeff, take us home. What are your overarching thoughts on this game, please?
So one of my main issues with past Pokemon games, I'll start with this because it's important. Like, I would get stuck with the team building aspect of just like putting a team together to, beat gyms or, Elite Four or whatever the case may be. And the reason why this game surprised me was because I really wasn't paying attention. Being out in the wild really forces you to kind of just like, you have to build a team and be prepared for like a tough situation. I think I do want to give the game credit for like its moments and difficulty. I did have like a few challenging moments in the game, like not any that I couldn't necessarily find my way out of, but I was
like, when that Arcanine jumps on you and then spits out the whole thing of fire.
Yes, sir. And I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that and I like it, because there was a time where I lost a few times, like every now and then. But yeah, I didn't have to worry about.
That should be like 3 times.
I'm telling you, and I didn't have to worry about team building as much, which honestly made it a little bit more fun. I was catching things, and based off their level and whatnot, I would be forced to use them. And in past games, I'll be honest, like I caught Pokemon that were in my I was running into just for like Pokedex purposes, but I wasn't like, oh, let me try this.
And it even got to the point where you probably knew what Pokemon you were going to catch before you
Sure.
even pressed
Absolutely.
start on
Sure.
the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all do our little research prior. This one I kind of went blind into, and obviously we have starters that we're familiar with, but from a wild Pokemon perspective, and like, I actually, Pat, I'm with you as far as it not being completely open world, but I do like the aspect of just like kind of putting a team together based off what the fuck you need to survive, and like that's kind of what I was doing. I do like the aspect of like catching Pokemon randomly and multiple at a time and quickly based off different type of Pokeballs that are given. I thought that was really nice. I did miss the battling, but there was so many different things going on that I kind of just got used to the format of the game, and I want to kind of take something back and I only want to take it back because we're about to talk about something else later on. But I did think this was something where it would be like, oh, Pokemon Legends, Lugia or whatever, Mew or whatever. But now I don't know. I feel like they use this opportunity similar to like X and Y, and then similar to Sword and Shield to just like build a format for their ultimate goal, which is a complete open world Pokemon game. Now, there are some things about this shit that I really just like. I did have trouble. I don't know. I didn't necessarily feel fulfilled beating a noble. I had the intentions of like, oh, I'm gonna get to catch this Pokemon afterwards, or they're gonna just spawn them in the wild at that point. Maybe maybe it just activates something in the game which puts them in the wild or whatever. But I was a little disappointed in like, oh no, you just got to catch the first stage and evolve it and call it a day. But whatever, I kind of got over that. I understand like that, like why that was what it was, but I'm not like I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the game quite a bit, probably more than I thought, but. Look, man, those side quests, I think it's in the right direction. I think all Pokemon games need that type of content. Okay. But some of them are absolutely like pointless. And I think they just wanted to fill it up so that we had 100 or however many there are just to say they had it and that there's this many things you need to do in order to like feel like you beat the game or whatever. So I do think we need those, but I would love if they bring that aspect into the new games, and maybe some of those are battling things. Like it'd be different if you're like, oh, go back to this trainer that you faced in this city and beat him again. Maybe he's stronger, or whatever. So
or like the only way you can catch this Pokemon or Pokemon in this area is to go do this side.
Yeah, there are some that are like, okay, that's I got to do this. That's quite a bit, or that's a lot to do, which is fine. I like that. But there's some where it's like, oh yeah, catch this fucking whatever and bring it to so and so, and then they give you some grit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that's cool.
It's
just to complete it.
They're trying to like do, I think, a version of. I mean, everybody's trying to do this to some extent, and Breath of the Wild is obviously not the first or only open world game ever. But for Nintendo, they are trying to emulate a lot of their own Breath of the Wild stuff. And because of my, I guess, age, my like point of reference for side quests is Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And the side quests are amazing. Some of them are incredibly hard, and they all get you a mask. Some of the masks are worthless and stupid.
Yeah.
What they all do is also fill out this really bizarre world. This like kind of dreamscape almost. And in games like with my big knock on Breath of the Wild is that while the world is amazing, the side quests don't do that at all. They're just like repetitive little arcade games.
Yeah.
And this is a version of that.
It is. It really is, Pat. That's crazy you say that because I know exactly what you mean. I mean, some of it is just like I'm just doing. Some of them I did on accident. Like I talked to somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, I have that already here.
Yeah.
That type of shit. And it's like, that's not fulfilling to me. I just kind of like walked into it. But
Right.
I get it. Like I'm not mad at it. I want to get to my favorite part of the game and what kind of made me get that fulfilled moment. before I look. I'm just gonna say I enjoyed the playthrough for the game. I did. I thought it was nice. Honestly, it was a little bit more. I thought there was more going on than I had anticipated, considering there's no like battling or gems or anything like that. But what made me feel fulfilled in playing the game was honestly the side quests, which ultimately led to catching legendary Pokemon. I thought it was really nice. I thought it was a cool way to kind of like not just go to this cave and play them. Like you had to actually do things in order to complete it and catch that legendary Pokemon. Which is nice, Some of them were really difficult, like all the Thundurus, Landorus, all that fun stuff. Like that wasn't easy. Like I had some trouble doing it, so I like that type of shit, man. I thought the game was a little bit more harder than maybe the hardest Pokemon game we've seen in a long, long, long time, if not the hardest. And we've talked about this on the show plenty of times. Wanting there to be more of a just a scale of like, oh damn, like that was challenging. So and it happened every now and then, but I like the game. You already know how I feel about the music. I've tweeted about it like 5 times, man. Bro, that soundtrack is crazy. They snapped on that. But yeah, I think I like the game more now that they announced the new game, if that makes sense.
Yes, I mean, how
insane.
could it not? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because I get it.
So-
I get it again. They really just created this game as another base to launch their main title.
Yeah, I mean, I expect them to incorporate major elements of this game into the next one, but I'm glad that this game didn't push the timetable for main games.
Yeah, it wasn't a waste. I don't think the game was a waste. I think like if you're a Pokemon fan, it's something you have to like experience because it's a top 3 Pokemon game. Honestly, like if you just want me to be, as far as the things that you're able to do, and how it feels and how it moves, I think you have to put it up there. Whether you're like into the main core games or not, this still kind of feels like a core game in some aspects. But y'all know me.
Because it's so strong.
Look, it's so strong. I saw the move pool and I'm like, oh, I think I text Mills like maybe 2 weeks into the game and I'm like, the move pool really isn't that big of a deal. Like, I get it.
I mean, I kind of get why we don't have Earthquake.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Because the battling
all
is
right, that makes
As
sense.
long as it makes sense, I'm cool with it if they can make it make sense to me. But it's when things are like sideways and they kind of make it a questionable feeling to playing a Pokemon game. Like I get it, you guys just you still have kids that you have to like target to. But I don't know. I feel like they found a nice balance. You know what I'm saying? For like the ones who were there in '97 as to ones that are that are here now. So it'll work.
So what I want to do is, in terms of this exercise, just to get through this review of the game, I'm gonna list various features that have been introduced or thing in this game. We can give if it was something positive or something negative. You talked about it briefly. We move on to the next feature,
Okay.
because there's a lot of features that's been involved in this game. So I'm gonna give just a couple things so we can just talk about it briefly, give our thoughts about it, and then kind of just move on. All right, so the first major thing that I want to talk about in this game is the Hisui region. How did you guys feel about this past version of Sinnoh that was introduced? Personally, for me, it's very weird being in the land before battling. Like the land before, like people in Jubilife City are too scared to leave because a Pokemon may kill them.
Bro,
So it's a very
they're scared of like fucking Sentrent out here.
Yeah. I was like, relax. There's the same 3 Bidoof that's
gonna
been
be
there.
okay, buddy. I haven't caught it.
The same 3 Bidoof that's been there is there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
They know us at this point.
It's so funny. Like for all the praising I'm doing of the game, it's like when you 10 minutes into the game when you see like the Bidoof are raging, you're like, yeah, I'm here we are. I know this.
Yeah, we know how this is gonna go. Yeah, they're absolutely terrified of Pokemon, which is like they want you to know how terrifying and scary. And hey, you could die out there, which is like it's a very crazy narrative for Pokemon to take because we know that they're dangerous, but we don't see it like being killed by one.
No, we domesticated them by now.
Yeah, they started that over though. They're like, well, not anymore.
How did you guys feel about the region? What's your favorite part of the region?
My favorite part of the region, I have the game up now. I probably had the most fun. Probably in the I like the ice, the Coronet Highlands. Honestly, I had a good time over there.
Let's see. What's the? I don't know. I think I liked everything. Okay.
It's a fun region.
Nothing really truly stands out. Yeah, it doesn't really stand out. Like you kind of explore things here and there. So nothing like really kind of stands out for me because there's no like major landmarks. You know what I'm saying? But the region itself is
the Jubilife music, man. Every time I went back, that was the best part.
You know what I would have loved is the fact that hopefully at some point you teach people that Pokemon aren't dangerous because you caught all of them, and they decide
that would be the moral of the story.
They decide to go out into the world and really start world building and stuff like that, and start tearing up Pokemon. Building. Yeah, houses.
Mills, that's a really good point, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah,
this kid,
camps and shit,
bro. This kid has come back to the town after every mission, okay, to get your stars. You go back to the headquarters, you go talk to the boss, you talk to everybody, but yet people are still absolutely terrified of this. Yo, I mean, can't you see that it's working? Relax.
I can bring you Pokemon, but you don't want to go out with the. I mean, I get they might kill you, but like, I'm one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nobles are gone. I mean, I've quelled them. According to your own terminology, I've quelled the nobles.
You calm them down.
So, the terminology, we're gonna get to that. Pat, do you have any comments on this region?
What's
do you feel
the Obsidian one? I like that one.
I like that one too. Obsidian Falls. Yeah, for sure. So next feature that we got is crafting Pokeballs or crafting just any items. How did you guys feel about that?
You know, I loved it, bro. I loved it. It adds time to your actual run through, picking up, items and stuff like that. Plus, Pokemon's never gonna make us do that again. So you just enjoy it on here. It's fun. Collect all you can.
It's a different grind.
Yeah, it's a different grind. I'm not mad at it. Make Pokeballs. That makes sense. This is the old times. I agree. And yeah, I'm cool with it.
Pat, how you feel?
I actually did like it. I like not having to go back and buy more shit every time, actually. And like, I wasn't like aggressively.
I saved so much money by exploring. Oh my god.
Yeah,
this works.
And I just ran around, like, I wasn't even collecting that much stuff, I didn't feel like, but I was never like short of stuff to make Pokeballs. So
right. Let's see what else do we got here. Alpha Pokemon. So this is like the gimmick of the game. Alpha Pokemon, just slightly bigger, slightly strong. Yeah, it's like Gigantamax, but not overdone.
I'm gonna be real. I don't know what their ultimate goal is with this, but look, just come up with like 10 standard sizes and just randomize it, because I mean, to me, it's not realistic that every Pokemon is the same weight / same height, and or not every Pokemon, but every that same type has the same height. I like the aspect of them being bigger and stuff, and there being like an alpha, but I don't know. Just bring back Mega Evolution. What are we doing, man? I'm not about to sit here and like go with this right now. So, like, it's cool. They're not stronger. They don't have a stat boost or anything of that nature. They're bigger. And Pokemon,
they just might kill you, or not.
Pokemon does this thing where they've kind of like it's same situation with like shiny Pokemon, right? Shiny Pokemon have no stat value. They're not any different outside of visual. And so now we're obsessed with like Alpha Pokemon or shiny Alpha Pokemon. But I don't know, just make them all randomly sized at this point. I don't know if they'll ever do that. But
yeah, I mean, that should already be a thing. They kind of did that this time. Like, there is a little bit of like, hey, we need you to catch a giant fucking weasel. Yeah.
I mean, they're animals. So, I mean, yeah. I assume that they would look different in size at some point.
Noble Pokemon. How did you guys feel about battling these noble Pokemon and the adrenaline rush that came with these things?
I liked it. I liked some of it was like dumb as fuck, but like it was another like it wasn't as refined as it should have been. I don't think, or could be in the future, but it was fun, if not like kind of bizarre, doing it in a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I'll say that they wet the bed with Electrode. I thought that was just a weird, like, there's some of those things, Pat, bro. I'm like, yo, why did they? I don't know. Like, why is this even a noble Pokemon? Like,
Yeah.
some of the stuff was very strange.
Yeah,
but-
Avalugg. I'm like, Avalugg,
Yeah,
really?
like-
Like, I don't even use this in the regular game.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, it's kind of weird. But anyways, as far as a substitute, because technically this is the substitute for collecting gym badges. So if I had to put it next to that, it's not even. It can't even be compared. But for Pokemon's first new mechanic of like dodging Pokemon or throwing stuff at them to stun them, and then you're able to battle them. I get it for Arceus, but I don't want to see it again. I don't.
that's funny as fuck.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean,
No, you're right. I mean, they're probably gonna give us some DLC with some other giant shit to run over from,
For sure,
so,
for sure.
You know. Let's see what else do we got here. Okay, let's talk about moves, because the move pool greatly decreased, but also you can swap out moves, which is a big game changer.
Keep it, Game Freak. Keep it. I love it, bro. If we could go between, like, I mean, yeah, like I don't get it, like, because you don't see Ash teaching Pikachu a TM, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. I mean, if they learn a move at a certain level, put the level in their, in their history, and you should be able to swap out as needed. If they learn it.
I love that I can go back, because some moves have different PP than other moves.
Yep.
I like being able to swap some stuff out. If I need to use a psychic move, I can use a psychic move, ghost move, etc., etc. Like, I like being able to swap it out. It makes the game a lot more, I guess, realistic for me. So being confined to these 4 moves, and then, like, if you're lucky, a Z move or something along those lines.
It made it feel like the moves are more like equipment than anything else. Like, you have 4 equipment slots, but you have all this equipment in your bag if you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then also, how do you guys feel about moves that can be mastered? Strong style, agile style. Care for it? Yes, no?
It's interesting, but I don't give a shit.
Again, I like it for this game. I don't need to see it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Status conditions,
I will
freeze,
say,
and
sorry to
sleep.
cut you off, Meals. I generally don't like having to choose. I know that, like, for battling, like, Jeff, you might disagree with this just because you're more into battling than I am, but I don't like. They did this with, like, what was his name in Sword and Shield, who you got from the tower? He's like a bear, and you basically had to choose between agile style and strong style.
Like Kubfu.
Yeah. Even with that, I'm like, I don't know. I wish there was just one.
Yeah. Like, just one, and
agree.
you can swap them between his, like, stances or something.
Yeah,
like.
exactly.
Yeah,
don't make me do it. Just simplify it, man.
Yeah.
I was just like, no one cares about if I'm dark type or water type.
Yeah,
like, I'm
come
not
on,
using
bro.
this shit. The game's over.
It's a
Yeah,
legend.
exactly.
It's mythical.
Fuck. Status conditions, freeze and asleep, have been replaced by frostbite and drowsy.
It's cool, I guess, because sometimes I get Pokemon on this. Going to sleep, and this is from a battling perspective, going to sleep or getting frozen can be, like, a devastating situation to you if you're in, like, a real ass situation. Like, I don't know if they're gonna carry this.
If you about to die for real.
Yeah, look, I'm talking about, like, from a competitive nature. Like, yo, you could fall asleep off hypnosis, even though it does 30, like, the accuracy is like 30-40% or whatever. But if it hits, bro, like, you're done for 2-3 turns. Like, that is a huge competitive advantage. So, but in this case situation, drowsy and hey, at least, like, oh, your Pokemon woke up sooner because it loves you more. At least we didn't get that. I don't even care about that. Just the drowsy stuff is cool. I don't mind the mechanics being switched up. Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever. I don't care.
Let's see. Trying to find something else. Okay. So,
Did you guys like Mass Outbreak?
Mass outbreaks.
You guys like it?
I'm okay with it.
Cool.
I mean, it's a thing that happens.
Kind of in the spirit of, like, there's always been a version of Mass Outbreaks, I feel like, in the last, like, I don't know, 5 games, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
I think since
basically.
Since Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, I was like, oh, they brought that back. Okay.
They're only popular because of the shiny hunting. That's really
of course. Well, they've realized how important shiny hunting is to this game, and they have completely capitalized it by pretty much alternating shinies the way you hunt shinies in every fucking game.
You see what they did though on this update, because
I mean,
Mass Outbreak was broken, so they patched that shit up though. But yeah,
wait, how was it broken?
So basically, the way I've been doing it since before yesterday, the Mass Outbreaks.
I ain't update my shit yet.
I know, right? I know I haven't either actually, but the Mass Outbreaks don't disappear. So there's a way to basically keep going back to the Mass Outbreak and respawn a different set of the same Pokemon, which ultimately gives you a favor to find a shiny. And if you do it enough times, you will. You will find them.
Of course, yes.
So basically, Pokemon changed it. They patched it up to where the outbreaks they're timed, so they will just disappear. And if you go back to Jumbo Life and come back, they'll be completely gone. So yeah, they just I guess they made it a little bit more difficult to get shinies again.
Damn. No, they'll figure it out.
There's always a way.
I have confidence. I have confidence in data miners and Austin John.
Shout out to you great YouTubers out there. These PokeTubers, man, they go hard.
I'm sure he'll find a way. I have faith in you, Austin John Plays.
Absolutely.
The Hisuian forms. Let me tell you about this. My biggest problem. I thought Hisuian Typhlosion was going to be better than it was.
Oh man, so
boy was I wrong.
Bro, the game is like rock fighting heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Pokemon was doing. I'm so glad you guys both said yes, because I'm like, damn, how many rock slides or how many times I'm gonna get smacked? My Typhlosion was getting smacked all game. I wanted to use Arcanine just faithfully, and I can't, bro. He's trash. It's one of those things. Is they make one type so overpowered, and they've done this to themselves. I'll be looking to the point where it's like, damn, maybe it's time to bring a new type in already. I know they just did what X and Y was Fairy. I think was that X and Y.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know they just got Fairy years ago, but I don't know, man. The balancing in this though. Some of your favorite Pokemon or the best looking Pokemon are absolutely ass because of their type.
Bro, why is Flamethrower not my favorite move anymore?
I don't know, Pat.
Listen, man.
Rock and Fighting are not even my favorite types. Of all the types to be the one screwing me over, it was those.
I got cooked by a damn Murkrow.
Oh my god.
I got cooked by just random things that just have dark type moves, and it's just fuck. Well,
real quick before I get off this, I gotta say this: is there any limit to I feel like the Pokemon see you at a different range too. I'll be far away from a fucking Golduck, and he'll still see me and just run over to me and start trying to clap me, bro. And I didn't like it.
Of aggro ranges in this, and the stealth mechanic was a little
awful. Yeah, the little grass. If you're in that, it's 50-50, bro.
Yeah. Nah. Wait. Also, how do you guys feel about fucking the you know what I'm talking about, the little things that turn in, I forgot what it's called, and I have this thing right in front of me, where all the Pokemon from the past and stuff show up randomly, and you gotta run around and catch all these shards and shit.
A cosmic event or whatever they're called.
You talking about the
that's funny
yeah,
as fuck.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's cool because they drop the starters in there. They drop shards in there, which is how I basically collected all my bread on the game. But I mean that's it. I mean, there's some EVs in there. All the starters are located in there. So if you want to try to get the other ones, they're there. But I don't really understand it. I guess it's just I think they were like, hey, we have to have something random happen because Breath of the Wild. So something random has to happen while you're playing this game.
Yes, exactly.
And so this is what they came up with. Literally, I mean, I'm telling you, that's all it's about to me. So it's cool. That's where all your stones are too. So if you want to get your stones, you got to collect them in there.
I mean, listen, this game sold 6.5 million in its first week.
Unbelievable.
It is the highest selling Pokemon first week of all time
for the next 8 months.
Yeah, until pretty much until this next game comes out. Yeah. But overall, yeah, it's an adventure. I'm still playing it. I still want to finish the decks. I still want to do all this other stuff like that. But then they announced a new game, so slowly, I know I'm on borrowed time.
Right.
I'm just I know that. All right, I'm gonna just have to wait it out for the next 6 to 8 months, and that's gonna be it.
So I know.
Presumably, it'll be November, the middle or last week of November.
I think they'll give
Absolutely.
us something from this game in between. There's a pretty big patch that came out yesterday for it, with like another type of mini story thing. So I don't know. I don't know how much more time. I'm not done with the decks yet, personally, but I don't know how much more time I can keep doing it either. Like it is quite straining. But the
Yeah,
game is
it is.
complete. You know, I've gotten like I'd probably say 60 or 70% of the side quests done too, and I'm kind of gassed out on that too. So I've caught
I
like
haven't done the side quest. I don't care about these
I've caught
people.
like 10 shinies. You know, I'm happy with the game. I'm done with it basically, just to be real with y'all, especially after yesterday. Yeah.
When they announce new games, it
Oh
is
God,
truly
took a
you're
lot
on
out of me.
borrowed time.
Yeah, it took a lot out
Yeah,
of me, bro.
it's just
Not
like
gonna lie.
it's like wow, the countdown begins.
Yeah, especially because
Um,
I'm actually hype. So yeah.
of course, earlier on Sunday, randomly on a Sunday, you know what? I don't mind a Sunday news drop in Pokemon. I mean, that shit is weird as fuck,
Yeah,
but
I was asleep.
It's Pokemon, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. Nah, I was wide.
That
I
was
woke
just
up at the
fun.
right time, and I also didn't know what. Let me tell you about how I discovered. I remember that this thing was going on. I woke up a couple minutes before 9 o'clock,
Mhm.
and I went to the bathroom, and I opened up Go, as I'm as I'm doing my thing.
Of course.
And suddenly Alolan Executors began popping up in Pokemon Go everywhere, and I was like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck is this event? Am I missing something?"
yeah.
I went on. So then I had to go on Twitter because Twitter's real time information,
You know.
and I was like, "Yo, Alolan Executors everywhere," and people were also asking the same questions. And then I remembered, oh, there's a Pokemon fucking Presents
Yeah.
in like 2 minutes. So I was like, all right, let me. Actually, it was probably already started like 2 minutes ago, but I didn't need to
You
know.
didn't. Yeah, you didn't miss nothing.
Yeah, I didn't miss anything. So I jump in. They announce Pokemon Go, Alolan Pokemon are showing up in Pokemon Go.
Okay,
Yippee
time out,
yah
time out.
woohoo.
We need to talk about the very first thing in this, which is the weird CGI blinking Pikachu.
Hey, bro.
It
Was it
was so
CGI?
scary.
It was. I
I
thought it was
missed
an
it.
It
actual
looked
doll back
CGI.
there.
I don't know.
Pat, I thought it was an actual like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you guys see that behind us going on sale in 10 years, like one of those things. Like,
Oh yeah, okay.
but I didn't. I
No
didn't
matter
know.
what, it was creepy.
It was kind of creepy. Mills, it's just a Pikachu in the back, and it's like it's moving. And I can't tell if it's like Tickle Me Elmo moving or like Chucky moving. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really difficult to like look at it.
Those are two different sides of the spectrums that
It was
they
strange.
could be, which could end up really becoming like, yo, they could release a Tickle Me Elmo Pikachu or a horror movie starring
Yeah.
Pikachu.
How long before Game Freak tries to actually make Pokemon? How long?
I don't want to think about that right now. So we got the Pokemon Presents, of course. You get the Pokemon Go news, yippee yah yah woohoo. I'm kind of over Pokemon Go, which is very, very wild to say, considering it's been like 5-6 years now. Then they did Pokemon Cafe, which is like, who's playing the game?
Don't forget Masters X.
Yeah.
Masters X,
Don't even
which
know
I
what that
stopped
is.
playing
There's
2 weeks
a
into it.
hey man, there's a niche for it. Some people play that shit.
People do play it. Well, they play every Pokemon game.
I know.
There's what else did they have? I'm pretty sure
Get your
that
shaming,
fighting
guys.
game.
Get your shaming if you have Diamond and
Get
Pearl.
your shaman. Get your shaman. They did the patch, so you get all they disguise this game shining altering patch.
Yeah, they
with the
fixed
fact now you get more alpha Pokemon. It's like, oh, look at the alpha Pokemon. You fixed your game.
They did add the noble Pokemon in the wild too. So there's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Well, this is a little too late now. I had to
It
fucking
is.
do all them shits to evolve them.
It is too late. Yes.
So that's on that. But we get to which I knew by the time we reach the end, and they were like, there's the drama.
Mhm.
There's the heart rate increases when they say, and we have one more announcement for you.
Yeah.
And it's always like, there's always a pregnant pause. I always hold my breath because I'm like, what bullshit is about to come
I
after
know.
this?
Yeah, they're bringing like
either
Typhlosion to Super Smash Brothers or something, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Something like that, you know? But Gen 9 was trending the day prior, which is hilarious to me. But hey, they got it right.
I mean, it's always going to be. I'm surprised Black and White remakes weren't trending either, because everyone's like, all right, we got to. What's up next?
I'm cool on remakes for a little bit.
So, not if they keep remaking them how they fucking remaking them. But Pregnant Pause, we have one more announcement. They did this very elaborate video to announce this game. Where they got Homeboy, who's like, I was like, he's obviously some security or cop or something, and he's like
This
breaking
trailer
in.
was so weird.
They just put I mean, they just do those trailers just to put hints all over the place. I don't know. Seeing real life people in like trailers for a Pokemon game, they've been doing that shit. Remember when all the Pokemon was jumping on the bus?
Yeah, I was gonna.
Back
That's what this made me think
back in
of.
'98. Yeah, it made me
Yeah.
same shit, Pat. I was like, all right, is
I
an
saw that
actual
and I was
Pokemon
like, I
about to
have to
jump
get
out?
this.
Like,
What is it?
yeah, they had like Pokeballs laying around and a spider web randomly on a logo, which looks like the main villain potentially or main bad guy logo, and stars everywhere. So just let me see the footage, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So my man's with his flashlight. He's looking around. He's doing his entire thing. He ends up finding, I guess, the flashlight ends up like shining, and there's this bright white flash of light. And I'm like, all right, what bullshit
Revealed to
is
be a
happening?
Nintendo Switch later on.
Yeah.
I'm like, what bullshit? So then we see pretty much skies and things. They're showing everything from this region. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this region before.
Yeah.
Castles and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this is new. Is this a new update to Arceus, which was my first thing? I was like, oh, did they world build and people are actually involved, or they're adding Pokemon to Arceus, which was my thing. Because they show no new Pokemon in this. They made sure to do that.
Like there's no hints like in the trailer for like anything new, honestly.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. There's a lot of old Pokemon here.
They do.
I'm pretty sure not all the Pokemon are going to be here. Good graphics on them.
I like that the avatar actually looks like a person and not like some clayed cartoon. That's cool.
So we get to graphics, we see the people. At some point when you see the other person run up, you're like, okay, this is a brand new fucking game.
For sure.
And then we get the official title announcement. Well, first we get the starters.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to stop here. Pause here. Starters. Starter talk.
Starter talk.
What are you guys' thoughts on the starters?
So I mean, I gotta be real with y'all. Like, and I want this shit. I mean, this has to be on record. This is Mount Silver, but these are the best looking starters in like 10 years, bro.
Wow.
100%.
I did not expect that.
100%.
Look. These are like, when you're looking at like really talented people on Twitter make Pokemon and you're like, damn, that's hard. This is like fan made. These are beautiful, bro. Every single one of them.
This real quick.
Let's run through it, Pat.
Gen 1, great starters. I mean, there's never been any, but there have not been better starters than Gen 1.
Absolutely.
I think
very difficult to beat that.
Gen 2, also amazing. Not quite as good, but pretty amazing.
Still fire.
Gen 3, not as good as the first two, but not too bad.
Yeah, not bad.
I like Gen 2.
Yeah.
I like Gen 3. Go ahead. Keep going, though.
Gen 4, not great. I would say.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Final evolution.
We're getting there, yeah.
Gen 5, bad all around. I don't even want one of these starters.
Very bad. Fire Wizard, nah.
Come on, man. Keep going, bro.
That might have been. Keep going.
Gen 6, terrible. Probably the worst.
Oh my god.
I had forgotten every single one of these fucking guys.
Keep going, bro.
Gen 7, better than the previous two.
Agreed.
I like Litten, but probably the only one who actually is like even rankably good is Rowlet, in terms of like the one that people remember at all. And then, I mean, Sword and Shield ones are fine. They're whatever.
They're okay. They did well with them, I would say, for the most part.
Yeah, but these,
this is on another level. Yeah,
these are back to like.
These could have came out in '97, bro, and I would have been like, that's hard. These
are as good at like the top three are Gen 1, Gen 2, and then Gen 3, I'd say probably. These are easily number 4, if not better than 3.
Yeah, it's really simple to me. I think they're super cute. Who would? I mean, I think everyone will pick different ones too. Like, it's not like I don't think it's going to be top heavy with like 1 or 2. Like, I think it can go either way. Although we do have to see evolutions, but
So this is so funny you say that, because when you say, oh, these look like fan made, these look awesome, my thoughts were if you told me that these were fake starters, I would have absolutely
Yeah,
believed
you were saying those leaks aren't
If
real.
you
Yeah.
if you told me that we're coming out with a game called Pokemon Scarlet Violet and then ended up being fake, I would have been like, of course.
Okay,
Why
see,
the fuck would they
that I
name
would
it
agree
Scarlet
with.
Violet?
That I would agree with, but I'm glad that they have gone back to just
Yo.
colors instead of trying to like figure out like
Agreed.
okay, Pokemon roller skates, Pokemon skateboard. Like nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They had like copywritten it in Japan like 10 years ago, this title. So I mean, I was
Pokemon
just reading.
Violet's been rumored forever, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it was something that they can always toy with. They can always go back to whatever they want. But I feel like when you're trying to create a starter and you're looking at the first set, because your first set, we're obviously going to see the final, evolutions before the game comes out, because that's just how we get down. This is Mount Silver. But you got to come with it. And if you're coming with it, means they got to be cute as fuck. Okay, so if you're going to throw me a crocodile, because, hey, crocodile designs have been pretty solid in Pokemon history.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't mess it up. I think ducks have been pretty good too. They've been represented pretty well in Pokemon as well, and cats as well. So this is, to me, I think picking a cat, croc, and a duck is actually risky because they've done it so many times. So the fact that they got it right really blows my mind. I'm just being real with y'all. I think they're super cute. They're fun. They have cute names. So yeah, hopefully
We're gonna go through.
We gotta go back to something Neil said also, which was that while these could seem like fan created Pokemon, I think you could say that about. I mean, you're telling me Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie aren't fucking fan created motherfuckers? Like,
hey man, Greninja is the most popular, probably like final starter in a long time.
That's true. That's actually I thought Greninja was a different evolution. I didn't even realize that was Froakie's evolution because I didn't realize how popular.
Yeah, Greninja was pretty popular.
Okay,
they just
Greninja is my favorite water type ever. Yeah, it's pretty much one.
Okay, fair enough.
But that's it.
But, yeah, look at that. That's one of 9.
That's literally it.
So I mean, we're exploring this region. You look at the region; it looks like it's based on Spain or Italy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks. I mean, here's the thing. Also, it doesn't look too complicated. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like we're reinventing the wheel with this game.
No.
Similar to how Sword and Shield, it's obviously a motif. Sun and Moon motif. Scarlet and Violet. You'd be hard pressed to figure out how they're going to overcomplicate the plot of this game.
The game is open world, and the cities are seamless with the wild.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Confirm. On their side.
I'm going with Pat. Although the website does say the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games, the newest chapter in Pokemon series are coming to Nintendo Switch later, but these new titles, the Pokemon series has taken an evolutionary step, allowing you to explore freely in a richly expressed open world. They say open world, but I'm still going with Pat. I'm still with Pat.
Look. Various towns blend seamlessly into the wilderness with no borders. You'll be able to see the Pokemon of this region in the skies, sea, forest, and on the streets all over. You'll be able to experience the true joy of Pokemon series, battling against wild Pokemon in order to catch them. Now an open world game, and players of any age can enjoy. I feel like they're like, okay, look, we've given you guys semi-open world games for the past 3 years here. So let's see. But you're right, Pat. I mean, I know we got to see it, but I'm just reading what they're telling us.
No, I mean, I hope that I'm wrong. And the only reason I'm wrong is because they kind of have fucking, I don't know. I don't trust them.
I get it.
I don't trust them either.
I get it.
Because their definition of open world is definitely not open world. But also, it'll be very interesting if they do open world and still figure out how to fit as many Pokemon as they do into this game. Because that's going to be another topic. Starters. So obviously we got Grass Kitty. Sprigatito.
Yeah, Sprigatito.
Sprigatito or whatever. I don't know. Italian. I'm assuming Italian. I'm going with Italian on this one. Sprigatito. A capricious, attention-seeking grass cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So every cat. Yeah, every cat.
Grass and cat. I've never put together grass and cat, but also I don't know. Maybe they do in Mediterranean places. I don't know. Next one, Fuecoco,
Yeah, for
the
Coco.
laid back fire
You
croc
put the House of
Pokemon.
Gucci on that. I liked it.
Yeah.
That
A
was
little bit,
that was the Jared
I'm good.
Leto.
Fuecoco is a fire crocodile.
I like this guy. He's eating a burrito or something.
Yeah, he's a cool looking Pokemon. He looks like something that would have came from Gen 1 low key, but yeah,
I
it's
saw
dope,
He
man.
looks
people
like something
bitching.
that was in the development of Gen 1.
Yeah, it does. It really
Yeah,
does.
I saw people bitching that he was not like he's apparently all the fire starters are Chinese zodiac animals, and he's like the first one that doesn't fill in a
Get over
zodiac
it. We're
animal
in
spot.
Spain.
It's like shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
also, he could evolve into whatever zodiac shit they figure
Yeah.
it out. If they want to put wings on this motherfucker and make
Yeah,
him a
he'll just be a
flying
crocodile
crocodile,
with wings.
yeah, then he'll be like some sort of. If he wants to evolve into a phoenix, it's whatever.
They should get
And then the
really
last,
crazy with some of these. That would be sick.
I could see it being like a fire ground type of ordeal here.
Yeah.
no, I think we're gonna get true like what's the Digimon from season 3? Um, um, who was the main Digimon? You remember that dinosaur
Oh
shit?
no, it better not be firefighting. Yeah,
That would
no,
I
No, I think it's gonna be.
my memory of the third season of Digimon is the
wasn't it the red dude?
It's Guilmon. It's Guilmon. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
what season was
Guilmon.
the fucking the with Piedmon and
I think that's season 1.
Yeah.
no, season
Isn't
one
it?
is season one is Myotismon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of season two. I know what I'm. Never mind. I think I only saw the first
All right.
2 seasons.
All right. Well, listen. We're not talking about a Digimon game here because that'll never happen. That'll never happen. And then the last one, Quaxley. Ooh,
Quaxley.
if this is with its pompadour, I thought it was a cop hat, but it's
Thank God
apparently
it's
like
just a haircut.
yeah, it's just a pompadour, which makes me really think this is either Italian or Spanish or something.
Oh, the
Yeah.
names make them sound. Quaxley doesn't do that, but the first 2 make them sound quite Italian.
Yes. So an earnest and tidy duckling Pokemon. Look at Ernest.
Ernest and
Earnestness.
tidy, very nice.
Yeah, that he gonna be a water fighting type. Watch.
Oh yeah, he's probably gonna defend some shit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, evolutions trip me up, and we won't learn the evolutions until like 3 weeks before this thing comes out, and then everyone will every stand base for one of these damn Pokemon is gonna fall apart immediately.
There's a weird like little base between all 3 right now. I've seen kind of hardcore tweets from all 3, but Fuecoco is getting all the love right now. So I don't know. Right now, I'm leaning towards Wee Cat, but I like Quaxley too a lot. So I don't know.
Listen, Captain Quack that's my guy.
Quaxley looks cool, man. I don't know. He could have been. He low key could have been on Meals. You know what I'm about to say? I'm about to take a look at it. Quaxley could have definitely been a character on Odd Taxi, bro.
Nah, I mean all these, even Sprigatito is
Yeah.
it looks like an Odd Taxi. I'm assuming you're Grass Cat too, Pat.
Yeah, but I do like all of them.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I gotta see some evolution.
Yeah. The evolutions, I hate that the evolutions are such a deal breaker, but then Hisuian Typhlosion really fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at that point during this game, I was like, I'm not gonna give a fuck. Like, I'm just gonna pick anything that I think is cool because it doesn't matter. There's no true battles in this game. But then you get whooped by Pokemon in real life.
I regret not picking Rowlet, honestly.
I regret not picking other shit as well. So it is what it is. So we have Gen 9, which is coming. They says late 2022. I'm assuming November, obviously.
Yeah, probably.
The only one that was in November was Arceus. And that's
January.
January is Arceus, right?
Yeah.
It's probably gonna come out like Yeah, that mid-November range. It's the
always that
regular
week
core
before
game.
Thanksgiving, I feel
November 18th. That's probably what it's going to be right there. So Friday.
This is the first time that we've gotten 3 major games within the span of 1 year.
Yeah, I'm not
This
tired.
is nuts. I'm not tired, but
Yeah.
pretty much now them announcing. So I would have been perfectly fine if they didn't announce this game. I'd be like, whatever. It's not time for a new gen yet. We're still in Arceus mode.
Sure.
But now that they've announced this, Arceus is like the allure of it is like, okay, I got to start mentally preparing for this new game.
Yeah.
I got to put all my soul and energy into this shit. So
I'm going to buy that
we'll
new
see.
Switch because of this.
The OLED Switch, okay.
Yeah. Got a whole year for it, but yeah, or half a year.
Yeah. I mean, that's all we got. This is what we had. We got a review for Pokemon Legends Arceus, so that's in the bank. We got new Pokemon games, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, and will be interesting. I mean, first of all, I didn't announce it, but the main characters look great. They just look very cute. And it's not very gender heavy. Like, they're both wearing the same outfits, so it's clearly not like she's in a skirt because she's a girl.
Yeah.
It's very.
If you guys played through Arceus, you can tell Pokemon they're trying to make sure you. I'm not even sure sometimes who I'm talking to, and if it's a boy or girl. So, I mean, y'all play the game, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So hey, just let it rock, man. I like it.
Oh my god. Okay. But that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. That is fucking hilarious.
It's true. Y'all see it. Y'all see him. Shit.
With that said,
just don't ask me for a giant Buizel.
Yeah. Oh,
don't ask me for a giant. I caught that on the second try, so I was pretty.
People were really stressed out about it. Yeah.
Nah, I saw, but I caught it really, really early. I was like, wow, I just caught a giant Buizel. Anyway, so
incredible.
It is what it is. Pokemon Legends Arceus. Of course, when there's new news about this game, we will be back to talk about said news. But until then, ladies and gents, follow the Lookout at the Lookout RNC. Follow the Lookout on RNC Radio, where you can listen to our podcast every week. Brand new episode of the Lookout every week. Brand new episode of the Big Eyes Podcast every week. And then Mount Silver, be show up whenever there's, whenever you guys call it for us. But until then, until the next Pokemon news, see you guys next time. Take care.
Yeah.
Peace.